I grew up in a small town that lay under the flight path of Flight 93 and sits a few miles from where it crashed. So for me, this day has always meant something a little bit different, and I want to share it with you. It goes like this. Whenever they tell you to remember the ill-fated 11th of September, they never want you to focus on the fact that everyone came together. On that day, 10 assholes hit 2 towers, and before they fell, they burned for hours. While hundreds of people climb the stairs, wearing all of the gear that people must wear when they are one of those that we have hired, to run not away, but into a fire. And those were just the first of the everyday heroes, thousands that came running down to ground zero, not just firefighters, but police and paramedics, pulling all-nighters, triple duty, like sleep, forget it. Out there in the ash and the rubble, there could be one more person hurt and in trouble. So they dug, and they dug, and they dug, as the days turned to weeks, and their lungs turned black, because they knew no matter what, their families were gonna want their bodies back. When they tell you never forget, they don't mean any of these facts. They say remember, but won't take the time to remind you of the giant impromptu evac. See, while the towers burnt in Manhattan, no one knew what next would happen. The island was choked with dust and smoke. The subways and the bridges were shut down. People started to jump into East River to flee what they feared was a killing ground. So the Coast Guard went for broke. They hopped up on the radio calling anyone with boats, and from all directions they came, tens of thousands, in anything that would float, living proof you can find all you need in the hearts of ordinary folks. 4 places would have been hit that day if the assholes had had their way. The only reason it was 3 and not more was the people on plane number 4. Some of them kept their cell phones on and they heard about the planes hitting the Twin Towers and the Pentagon, and they were shocked and they stopped dead and they were scared. But they said, well, if today is my last day, then I am not going out that way. Do you still doubt the truth? Do you need more proof that people will sacrifice for the many? Mark Sasseville and Heather Penny, sent to get that 4th plane on jets so fast they didn't even have missiles attached yet. They flew off at the speed of sound with one way to bring that plane down, not knowing the people on board had already put it in the Pennsylvania ground, just knowing their success meant their death. They tell you never forget, but they focus on the flames and forget the rest because they want you to miss what came next. That's why they call it the aftermath. They want your eyes to slide right past human compassion on a scale so vast, it might be more than our minds can grasp. The chain of hearts and hands and brains from the firefighters to the EMTs, to the staff in the ER rooms who went knee-deep through a bloodbath, pulling people back from the tombs. Like this day shall not be your last. They don't want you to remember that. They want you focused on the same handful of frames. The last few seconds of flight of only 3 of those planes, the towers and their halo of flames, and the number of Americans slain because they want your anger and your rage and your pain. They want you ready to be trained, to drop bombs out of planes or to put 2 in someone's brain. They want you so mad that your mind short circuits. And you don't stop to ask, is any of this worth it? Or the most basic question, do heroes take life or protect and nurture it?